I bet you that there's been a time in your life where you have been sick and tired of just dipping your toe in and instead chosen to go all in. I want to remind you in today's episode just how much progress and transformation you can make in just 1 or 3 months if you go all in. And in today's episode, I want to fire up your booty to go all in on the things that you deeply desire. And the reason I want to talk about this today is because recently I have been going all in a couple of hours after I complete recording this episode and finish my call with my new October Transformation Challengers, which is starting on the day that this episode is going live. I will be driving to Las Vegas where I will be competing in the Mr. Olympia Amateur. And this is something I never thought I was going to be doing. I never in any world thought I would be able to step on the Olympia stage. Yes, it is in the amateur category, but if you followed my journey for a little while, you know that 3 weeks prior to a competition that I competed in not even a couple of weeks ago, is it 10 days ago now? I decided to go all in on a 3-week prep because I knew that if I actually did well in that competition, I would qualify for the Mr. Olympia Amateur, which I thought was completely impossible and never something I would be doing because I never really dreamt of competing. I never thought that that was something I could do. I never thought that that's something I wanted to do. But when I got this curious thought, this intuitive voice in me that told me that I should just give it a try, I should just go for it, I decided to go all in and I made massive progress and I did really well in that competition, but not just did well, I freaking enjoyed every single step of the journey. And I believe that the reason why in these first 2 bikini fitness competition I ever went to, I believe the reason I did well and the reason I enjoyed the journey is because I went all in. And this is just a tiny little example in my life in an area where I've chosen to go all in. And I'm going to also speak about how I'm going all in for this competition that I am competing in on Tuesday at the Olympia Amateur. But first, I want to give you some real life examples where I've made what I thought was impossible possible. When I have stopped dipping my toe into what could be cool, what other people have been doing that I thought would be cool, but never went all in on until the day that I decided to go all in on it, and then it happened. And the first example I want to give you is in just 3 months, after years of trying to get in exceptional shape, I committed to go all in and actually finally understand nutrition, what it would take for me to lose the weight, to get a little bit more muscle, and to actually make a massive transformation happen. I did that in 3 months. 3 months of going all in. And yes, oh my goodness, did I have to turn my lifestyle completely upside down, because before I started, I did not know the difference between a protein and a carb. I had no clue about calories, sugar, none of it. But when I committed during a Christmas break one year that when I would return to Los Angeles on around the 1st of January, I would go all in on finally getting that dream physique that I had wanted to create for so many years, but never actually made lasting change and never actually gained the knowledge that I would need, that would be necessary, stayed disciplined in the way that would be necessary in order for me to actually do it. In 3 months, I made it happen. And you can do that too. If you've been wanting to get in badass shape and you have continuously every Monday set yourself the goal that this week is going to be the week where I'm going to go all in, I want you to actually make this week the week where you go all in. And you have to be brutally honest with yourself, because if you keep lying to yourself, which is something I did for years and I still do whenever I want to accomplish new big goals, I lie to myself. I tell myself, no, I don't have to do that. And oh, it's just one day where I don't need to do that. And oh, I can just do it tomorrow. All the things that our brain is telling ourselves. That is okay. I mean, for me, it's always been really lying. It's justifying and coming up with excuses so that I can stay comfortable, because our brain naturally wants to stay in its comfort zone, right? It wants to stay comfortable. But if we go all in, if we choose to commit fully, wholeheartedly, and we allow no excuses to get in the way from us achieving our goal, not only are we going to be moving towards our goal, but that consistent, disciplined daily actions and movement and momentum is going to fire up your soul. I believe that when we're growing, we become happier. We become more energized because we see ourselves leveling up, stepping into this new identity that we deep down have been dreaming about creating for years, but now we're watching ourselves actually making that thing happen. Getting in shape was something I wanted to do for years. And only when I decided to go all in and eliminate all excuses and allowed myself to dream and believe that I could become as badass of an athlete as these other people who I've seen on the internet be. When I believed that this was a possibility for me as well, and I went all in, that's when I made it happen. And if this is something, little side note, and if this is something that you want to do and you need the tools, you need this program, you need to understand nutrition and training and the daily habits that are going to set you up for success, I would love to invite you into my Dream Life Society, which is where we every single month commit to a challenge and make it happen. We support each other, we cheer each other on, and we learn anything and everything that is needed in order for us to live our dream lives. And it's not just about getting in shape, because what I also realized what happened when I committed to this fitness goal is that I gained so much more confidence in myself. I was always super insecure, but when I witnessed myself step up day after day, even when I didn't want to, it helped me develop this next level self-trust, self-belief that I could do hard things, and that compound affected into all other areas of my life. So if you want to join my Dream Life Society, where all of my challenges, all of my recipes, all of my workout programs, all of my daily habits, my journaling programs, and all of it is included. Daily chats inside of our community, weekly calls, all of it is included. I'll put the link below so that you can join us. But it wasn't just getting in shape where I went all in and I made some goal happen. It was also when I decided that I wanted to be a badass fitness model and I wanted to get signed with Wilhelmina Models. I went all in and I wrote in my journal over and over and over and over and over again. I am signed with Wilhelmina Models. I am signed with Wilhelmina Models. I am signed with Wilhelmina Models. That after having reached out to them, I don't know how many times, they finally got back to me. I flew to New York and I signed with them. I went all in on the fact that I wanted to be a badass fitness model and I was not going to give up, even though they hadn't responded to me for a years of me reaching out to them. Suddenly they did, because I went all in and I made the changes I needed when it came to my body, when it came to my portfolio, when it came to my experiences. Daily actions were necessary and required for me to make it happen. And I did that with joy and happiness because I committed to go all in. Same when I wanted to get my US work visa. Lawyers told me it's impossible, but I said, I'm not going to even try to come up with some backup idea. I'm going to get my US artist work visa and I'm going to make this happen. And I did not stop until it happened. And yes, that again required me to apply to, thousands of jobs, it feels like, get recommendation letters and getting rejections at the agency auditions, but finally getting an agency that wanted to sign me, and then getting a tour booked so that I could get my work visa, my artist visa, and if moving to China for months to perform with some of the biggest artists in China and perform on TV shows that was shown to billions. Was it billions or no? That was shown to millions. And that built up my resume. Like, I did everything required and necessary for me to get my US artist work visa, because I knew that only if I go all in, I'm going to make it happen. I guess I didn't know at that point that that's what I was doing, but in my mind, I know now, looking back, that is what I was doing. I went all in. And now I have tried 2 bikini fitness competitions. You may see that my hair is a little bit extra volumized because I put in some extra extensions so that it could look good on stage. And I am really liking it. I will make some curls on the show day, but I do like the extra volume, and I put in my extensions myself because I think it's too expensive to get it done by a hairdresser. And my mom used to be a hairdresser, so I learned little tips. Like I also used to, when I was a kid, I would cut my girlfriend's hair and stuff. So hair I can do myself, even though sometimes I know it doesn't look like it because I'm lazy with doing it. But yeah, I do it myself. Going back to my bikini fitness competition, I'm really fired up today. I've been on fire on this episode. Sometimes you get the calm Pernilla, but I think it's because my competition is in 2 days. I want to give you a little backstory. And that is that was it May, decided that I wanted to try my first ever bikini fitness competition. And I had 2 months to prep for it. And it was such a beautiful journey. It's not something that I, have always dreamt of going on stage, but I did think like maybe one day I will try to do it. And I had joined this new gym, Gold's Gym, where there's a bunch of bodybuilders and everyone was like asking, hey, do you compete? Do you compete? And at some point I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try this bikini fitness competition. And I enjoyed the 2-month journey so much, learned a ton and had a good experience. And after that show, I didn't know if I ever wanted to do it again. It was just something I wanted to check off my bucket list before I turned 30, which I did a month later. And then about, 4 weeks ago now or something like that, I found out about this NPC competition, which is more professional of a competition. At least that's where you can go to compete to then qualify for another competition, which the other competition, if you've qualified for it and you go to it, that's where people fight to get a pro card. So in the NPC, that's where you can become like a pro bodybuilder. And I decided, you know what? It's in 3 weeks. Why not go all in and do my best to see if I can qualify. And this competition, if I qualify, I could qualify for the Mr. Olympia Amateur. And I went all in. And again, going all in doesn't mean that, oh my goodness, I'm going to go all in because this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. When it came to modeling, I didn't know at the time if I wanted to do it for the rest of my life or not. I just knew that in that moment, I wanted to be a fitness model with Wilhelmina Models. I then realized very quickly, actually, that modeling was not the direction I wanted to go in life. I need to be creative. I need to be my own boss. I don't need to be my own boss, but I love being in control of my day to day, being in control of creating what I want to create and inspiring and motivating people on a daily basis. Like that's what I love. And putting on some clothes and looking good in front of a camera is an art form, but it did not fulfill me. So even though I went all in on that goal and I accomplished that goal, I didn't continue that journey to, be the model for all the biggest brands in the world, because I very quickly realized that wasn't what I wanted to continue to do. It wasn't the thing that lit me up. And it was the same with dancing. I pursued dancing for so long until I realized, like, you know what? I want to do my own thing. I love creating my own thing. And so that I stepped back from as well. I can still dance and have fun with it, but I didn't enjoy being on jobs as much and being told what to do and, going to auditions to prove my worth, to get a job and performing on stage. It's interesting because even when I was a kid and I was, going to all these different competitions, we were the Danish champions when I was a teenager dancing with my team. And it's so interesting because now looking back, I can really see that being on stage and performing on stage was never the fun of it. What was fun for me was the being with the people on my team who I loved because we had similar interests, hobbies, which was dancing. And I loved creating dances with them. Even when I was 5 years old, that's what I would do with my friends. I would create all of these dances. And that's what I loved to do. So dancing also was something I pursued for a long time until I realized that, you know what, I actually would rather do this and this and this. Going all in doesn't mean that you need to do it for forever. It just means that you have this inner nudge, this calling that you need to get in shape, or you need to try a bikini fitness competition, or you need to write a book, which is something I'm doing right now, right? And then it's about committing to making that goal happen, not knowing where it's going to lead you to. That doesn't matter. But right now, as we're focusing on this goal, we're going to go all in on that goal, no matter what happens afterwards, because the person we become on that journey towards achieving that goal is what's gonna make us grow, make us level up, make us have new awarenesses, make us become greater versions of ourselves, higher versions of ourselves. So right now, I am driving to the competition in Las Vegas and I have gone all in. I have decided, I felt this calling to switch to fit modeling, which is a different division. I was in the bikini fitness division, the first 2 competitions, but I also know what is required for me to, for instance, if I ever want to go pro as a bikini fitness competitor. I'm not saying never, because I don't know how I'm going to evolve as a human, how my goals are going to change, because I am forever changing. But right now, I feel this calling to go towards the fit modeling division because I feel it's very aligned with my lifestyle. I am someone who loves to eat healthy nutrition. People struggle when they're on prep. I love it. I love the discipline. I love being able to eat what I want to eat while still hitting my macros. If you followed me for a while, you know that I like eating, a lot of vegetables and just a lot of fun food while it hits my macros. I have a bunch of recipes and a recipe book. I mean, multiple recipe books, which you also get inside of my community, inside of my challenges. But I just feel like I would be a good representation of what it looks like to be a fit model, because I feel like I'm an athlete and I feel like my body fat percentage, my muscle mass, I feel healthy, and the fit modeling feels so aligned with that. So I've decided to go all in on fit modeling, and they're still kind of figuring out the exact specific girl look that they're going for. So what I've been doing throughout this process is really trust my inner knowing, trust my intuition when it comes to, okay, what does this prep need to look like? I mean, I had 2 weeks from the day that I qualified to now when the competition is, but my posing, I've had posing sessions. I've had one posing session with Ashiko, who was helping me pose for my bikini competition. And then I've had 2 other coaches just look at my posing and really just found my own zhuzh when it comes to the posing, which you'll see when you watch my YouTube video coming out about it. But I felt this calling to do the fit modeling, and I've gone all in. I'm going all in on this. Now, I've previously gone all in on something where it hasn't worked out. And here is the beauty about going all in on a goal. Like I mentioned, when we go all in on a goal, it's not about achieving the goal. It's about who we become on the journey. So just to give you a little context, the Olympia Amateur, people come from all over the world. Meaning, for me, I could imagine it's probably the hardest competition I could ever enter and get any type of result. So I'm like, it's wild for me to even think I have a chance of getting top 3, because we're talking like 10x the amount of people that is in a typical competition, at least from what I have read and what I've heard from people who've entered it previously. And also this week and last week, we've been seeing people from Japan, from Australia, from Canada, at our gym in Gold's Gym, who've stopped by Los Angeles before they go to Vegas for the actual competition, meaning that people from all over the world are coming to this competition. So it's wild for me to even think I have any type of chance of becoming top 3, but I visualize it every single day. I've written it in my journal every single day, like I did when I have had all these other crazy goals. I'm going all in and visualizing me winning, which is a crazy dream. Crazy. It's crazy for me to even visualize it. But you know what? I'm going to choose to believe it. And the reason I dare to dream big, actually dream impossible, is because I know even if I come absolute last place, I'm still going to be okay. I'm going to have learned, I'm actually getting shivers. I'm going to have learned so much. Like even if I come last place, I'm going to be okay. My life is not going to change. I know who I am. I know how much growth I've done. I'm going to feel proud of what I did, and I'm going to have learned so much about potentially what not to do, right? And I'm sharing this with you, which is even a vulnerable thing, because I'm sitting here saying that I visualized the first place and maybe I'll lose. That's kind of vulnerable. It's vulnerable to share your dreams, but I really know that even if I come last place, I'm going to feel really proud of myself, and I'm going to know that I gave it my all. And also, I never dreamt of even getting to the Olympia stage. I mean, it's really interesting because this year when I was making my vision board, I had Miss Bikini Olympia on my vision board, standing on the stage on the Olympia stage. And what I was thinking was, oh, she's just like my dream body. But subconsciously, I'm like, since this happened, I'm like, whoa, did I literally manifest this without knowing, because I put Miss Olympia on the Olympia stage, that I was going to go to? Like, create a vision board, guys. Like, it's wild the amount of times I have created vision boards and then them becoming true. Like, it's freaking crazy. But the complete honest truth, no matter what happens today, I don't know if competing is for me. I'm still figuring it out. What I know is that I've had fun in those 2 competitions. When after my first competition, I didn't know if I wanted to compete again. Then suddenly the spark came to me that, oh, I should try another competition. And then I did that. And when I qualified for the Mr. Olympia Amateur, I felt like, oh, I need to do that. I don't know if this is going to be the last competition I ever do, because I don't know if that's the route I'm going to want to go in life. But I also really trust that whatever happens is going to lead me towards what I'm supposed to experience in this life, the direction that I'm supposed to go in this life. And if I come last, maybe not. Maybe it's a sign that I need to come back and I can freaking do this. But maybe it's a sign that maybe I shouldn't be doing this. What I'm going to continue doing is listen to my intuition. However, if I win this, maybe that's going to open up some doors that maybe some doors that I had put on my vision board and I have no clue on how to make those happen in real life. But maybe it's because I was supposed to go in this new direction of life. And maybe even though I didn't know that competing was going to be a part of my journey, maybe that's what every single step of my life up until now has prepared me for. And then maybe I compete for another year, which because of my year of competing, that's going to lead me to another thing that I'm supposed to do in life. I just love trusting life, that whatever happens is going to happen. And the balance of when I get an intuitive knowing that I should do something, go for something. And I just want to make clear what that means, because I know that not all of us know when it's an intuitive thought and when it's fear. It can be hard to figure out, but maybe all it is for you is that you get curious about something. What? Maybe it would be cool to try to get in the best shape of my life. That would be pretty cool. What would it look like if I actually did it? And then you go all in and go for it. Maybe it's like, you're curious about, or maybe you've been curious for years about starting your own side business, side hustle. Maybe that's something you've been curious about for years. And that little curiosity is actually trying to tell you that you should try to go for it. Just playing around with it every night for 1 hour. Who knows? Maybe it's curiosity to go to a new cafe where your soulmate is sitting. This is a little woo-boo for some people. And I'm going all the kinds of different corners, but it's just that kind of episode today. I didn't know what I was going to talk about, and I kept just feeling like I needed to talk about this because it's what's been on my mind. So I'm hoping it makes some sort of sense. But what is the point of all of this? The point is to follow your curiosity, follow your inner voice. Maybe that means you need to take a bubble bath or go on a nature walk, swim in the ocean so that you can tune in and ask yourself, what's the next step for me? And when you maybe for a couple of days have been walking around with that thought of the thing that has come to you, that you try to go all in and you see where it takes you. And you know that even if you fail big time, you're going to have learned so much on the process. And listen, if I can say out loud that I am visualizing like doing really well at this competition and writing it in my journal, and I really have very low chances of it actually happening, but me deciding that I'm going to go all in and I'm going to choose to believe and step on that stage as a freaking winner, no matter what, I will have won, even if I get last place, right? If I can dare to say that on my podcast, on my different social platforms, I have over 1 million people following me. If I can say that to so many people and risk being, let's say, a failure, which for me, it's never a failure, it's always a lesson, then you can commit to the goal just with yourself. You don't need to say it to a single person. But what would happen if you commit to the goal just for you? Inside of your head, you go all in, you eliminate excuses, and you just make it happen. You gain the knowledge that's necessary. You create the rituals, the habits, the daily practices that are essential, that are crucial for you to go all in on this thing that you have felt a spark inside of you being lit up about, that you felt a little bit curious about. I believe that in just 3 months, as I'm recording this, you have 3 months left of 2025. But regardless of when you're listening to this episode, you can apply this anytime. Imagine where you would be in 3 months. You can't even really know. You can't even really know because you've never gone all in on it before. And that's the beauty of life and challenging yourself. That's the beauty of challenging your norm. Name of this podcast, Challenge Your Norm. That is the beauty. And so I am excited for you to see what happens. And I hope you do it. I hope you go all in and bet on yourself, because no matter what happens as a result, whether you reach the goal or not, you are going to be a different person on the other side. I am a different person on the other side of this competition, even if I get last place. And that to me is a win. I will have learned so much. I will have enjoyed every part of the moment. That's something for sure I'm going to do on, not just on the stage, but now driving to Vegas, then checking into the hotel, then tomorrow going to the check-in and getting my first tan and all of it. I'm going to enjoy the journey, and it's going to be something I'll look back at for the rest of my life and think of as a good experience, no matter what happens. And I want you to do the same. No matter if your side hustle fails, you'll have learned so much maybe about setting up a website or how to build whatever product you're building. You'll maybe have met someone new on the journey that you connected with because they could teach you something about whatever it is that you're doing. If we see everything in life as a lesson, life gets so beautiful and we continue to grow and become better and greater and bolder and stronger and more fulfilled. That's my belief, at least. I'm so grateful that you were willing to listen to my rambling today. I would love for you to share this with someone who you think could find it valuable, and subscribe for more episodes just like this. Join my October Transformation Challenge if you're listening to this the day that it comes out, or my community, or the next coming challenge that is coming out. I will put the link below. I would love to have you and be on this journey with you. We got each other. We're on this journey together. I'm about to jump on the call with my October Transformation Challengers. And if you join on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, after this comes out, then we're always going to have replays of every single one of our conversations, and we have new conversations every week. So we will have plenty of time to chat. And also we chat inside of the community every single day. So you have not missed out on anything. I would love to have you come join anytime, and please go bet on yourself today. Ask yourself, what's the challenge that I need to go all in on that could potentially make me have completely transformed my life in 3 months from today? I bet on you. I know you can do it. You just got to believe in yourself and make it happen and go all in. I'm so grateful that you were listening to this episode today. I hope you go out there, have a beautiful day. And as always, remember that in order for you to grow, you have to challenge your norm. Bye.